Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are good. Today we will solve another problem, Leetcode problem 14, which is longest common prefix. It's level easy, but actually there's two solutions. First one is definitely easy. The second one is not difficult, but there's a trick or kind of clever way of solving it. The problem is we are giving a list of strings and they want us to find the longest common prefix. Prefix is the start of the word while suffix is the end of the word. So the common prefix here in this example, which is the same as here, is flower, flow, and flight. The common is FL. As you see, FL is common in the three words. Okay, in this example it gives us three words, but in reality it could be hundreds of thousands or maybe 10 of thousands or million of words. So we need to solve it to find the common prefix between them. Okay, so there's two approach, and the brute force approach, the first way, and there is a clever way to solve it also. And believe it or not, it might be the brute force sometimes could be better solution than the other way, the second way that I will explain to you later. Let me explain both of them and explain why both of them are good solution and any of them could be better than the others at certain conditions. So it depends on the conditions. Could be first method is faster or could be the second method is faster. There is no one thing that says always first one is faster or second one. No, it's not like this. I will explain to you. But anyway, let's start here. So the brute force is easy. We take the first word and we take it letter by letter. For example, here F, and we check, does F exist here? Does F exist here? If exists here, we append it in the result. So we append F in the result and we say result now is F. And we take the next character L. Does it exist here? Yes. Does it exist here? If we end the loop and it's always true, then we append the L here. We have O. Okay. Does O exist here? Yes. Does O exist here? No. So it breaks the loop and breaks the function and we return only FL. This is the brute force solution and it's very easy to understand and implement. But it will take us big O of what we have n times. So it's definitely there's n. And for every n, the worst case, it could be the length of the smallest string. Because let's say we have O here and we have W here and we find O and we find W and then we want to check E. So it's not only check if E exists here and here, it's also check if this is out of bound or not. Is it bigger than the length of the character? If it's bigger than the length of the character, we also exist and we say our prefix end here. So it will be big O of n multiplied by the minimum of or smallest string. Smallest string. For example, here is 4. So it will be n by the smallest string is 4. This is big O of n multiplied by the smallest string. This is the brute force solution and it takes this much time. Okay. The other solution is, what is it? It is the sorting. First, we have, let's say, this list of character, flower, flow, floor, flight, and find. First, we sort it, and the sort, it will take big of n log n by the average of the string length. This is for string. If it's numbers, it will be n log n, but because it's string, it will be n log n multiplied by the average of the length of the string. So the average could be 4 or 5, something like this. And log this number So this only for sorting. So, but after we sort, what we will have a sorted list of words, and here if it's sorted there is no need to check it all, because if it's sorted the difference between one and another is less, but the difference between the first one and the last one is the biggest difference. The biggest difference between the first and last one. So we only need to check the characters between the first and the last, and then check again between first and the last, and we find here the common prefix is only letter F. So this big O of smallest string, it's very, we can't think it O of 1. We can't think of it as O of 1 because it's O of the minimum string length. Minimum string length. And string length, what could be? Even if it's 100 character, O of 100 is same as O of 1. So only what we have here, the time complexity is coming from the sorting. It's coming from the sorting. So this is a clever way. This is the second way, or the clever way to solve this is first we sort the words, and then we check only the last word and the first word to find the common prefix. Okay, so it depends. Both of them have O of n. So it depends on the minimum string length and log n multiplied by the average. Which one is the lowest, it will be the better solution. And usually when number of words are very little, like could be, I don't know, 100 words, we are trying to find prefix for between 100 words. So this smart way will be faster, because log of small number, it will be even smaller. While if we have so many words and large number of words, like maybe 10,000 words, this approach, the brute force approach, will be faster. Okay, let's go now to Jupyter Lab and start coding. So we start coding. I prepared two sections, solution 1 and solution 2. Solution 1 for brute force and solution 2 is the sorting way. So let's start from solution 1. So solution 1, I will take string 0 as the word that I will check the other words based on it. But it could be the first word empty string. It could be empty string. So if not str as 0, so if it's empty string, we just return there's no common prefix, empty string. But if it have some kind of length, have some character, so we will start I and longest. Okay, it will be 0, I as index 0, we will start from index 0, and longest is empty array. So while I is smaller than length of strings of our number of characters of the first one, because we will check each character of the first word with the other characters of the rest of the words. So we will say character equal str0 for index I. So we take it character by character. And for string in strings, and we don't need to start from 0, because with 0 we already take it as reference. So if I is bigger or equal length of string, so we are out of bound, or str for I not equal to the character, or does not equal of character, so we are finished. We just return join the result, which is the longest. If you are not finished and we find a new character that's common, so we just append it to our array in the longest, and of course we increase the index by 1, and at the end we return the join longest. Okay, this is first solution. Let me test it here. It looks wrong. because here flower, flow, flight, something wrong. I did some mistake somewhere here. I need to find it. And if I bigger or equal than length of str or stri not show character, then longest campaign character. I think this should be here. The indentation is wrong. This is why. Okay, yeah, now it looks good. So let's take this code and test it in the Leetcode. So I paste the code for the brute force method and let's test it, submit, and we wait. And yeah, it's working fine. Memory complexity is great. Time complexity is not bad. If we submit again, you see here it's 26%. Let's try again. It says 100%. Actually, it depends on the input test. If it's too many, it will be very fast, consider fast. But usually it will not be that fast. But it's not good. Yeah, so sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's not fast. This is a brute force way. Yeah, it's great. Now let's code the other solution. Now let's use the sorting method. So first we will have our list of words and we just sort it like this. And we consider longest equal empty array again. And we have first and last words will be strs for 0 the first and strs for -1 is the last, and we do iteration for I in range minimum of length, I'll tell you why this, of first and length of last. Okay, so we have two words in the first and in the last. We have a word in the first and we have a word in the last. Let's assume this is like 5 characters and this is 10 characters. So we need to do iteration between these two words to check first character here with the first character here, second character here with the second character here, and so on. But because this is, let's say, 5 characters and this is 10 characters, so our iteration, it will be only 5 times because it does not have more than 5 characters here. So our loop, it depends on the minimum of number of characters between these two words. So this is why I chose minimum here. So we say if first for index I not equal to the last of index I, we just break, that's it. If it's equal, we do longest dot append first or last is the same for I, and simply return join of the longest. Let's test it. There's something error here. I forget something somewhere. Range min length for I in range minimum length first, and I forget another closing parenthesis. So yeah, it looks great. Let's take it in the Leetcode and test it there. So I paste the code here. Let's test it, submit, and also give us 100% faster than others. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, it's always give us 100 times faster, maybe for the second code. But I explained the logic between the first and second. The first also works better with very big size of list of words. I hope both solutions are clear for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.